Hello everyone, and I have some Minecraft gameplay. Nothing unique compared to other people. Honestly, I've been enjoying Minecraft. It's actually a really fun game. There's really, honestly, if you look at it, there's really nothing to it, but honestly, it's building, messing around, it's pretty much adult Legos. There's tons and tons of people that can break this down way better than me, but that's not what I'm going to be doing. That's not what I'm talking about today. Sorry, but honestly, I'm going to have this in the background. It's really fun, and if you can notice, I have Killjoy with me playing and enjoying it. And speaking about playing with someone, I want to talk to you about the social aspect of gaming and the importance of it and whatnot. And honestly, many of our games that we play, be it computer games, video games, or model hobbying and rolling dice, Dungeons and Dragons, and whatnot, all games have a social aspect. And as I said before, be it in video games and the people you play with, be it you're rolling dice, being in Dungeons & Dragons, Warhammer, War Machine, or whatnot. This is why I love gaming, and especially video gaming, because if you're shy, you automatically have something in common that you both like. Because honestly, if you're playing a video game, you're going to be playing online, you're going to be calling out to your team, you're going to be talking to your team to help out your team. Right then and there, you have something that you both are talking about, and you're going to immediately, something's going to happen. Either the person's going to tell you, piss off and shut up, or they're going to say thank you, and you're going to get talking to them more and more, be it through the game, after the chats, during the game, or what have you. And honestly, truth be told, this is something video games and gaming in general we have in common. In video games, the social aspect is both a blessing and a curse that honestly we kind of don't really think about so much. Because honestly, if you are extremely introverted, you don't have to worry about the person being there messing with you, and honestly, you don't have to freak out with that. You're in the comfort of your own home, and you can do whatever you want, pretty much. And I mean, this is a great thing. You don't have to worry about it. You are both playing a game you both most likely like and are enjoying. And honestly, I personally have made several good friends playing video games online, and they're really nice people. And this is a shout out to LT, who's trying to start his YouTube channel. Please email me, send me a personal message, so I can give you a personal shout out to your exact channel. I don't know your channel name, so please, LT, you're a good guy, he's a nice guy, he's a great guy to play with, and pretty good to boot. But honestly, the only and I have not met them in person when I play these games, and that's kind of a downside, but it's like, when I play these games with them, they're great buddies to play with, and we're all looking for having a good time, be it win or lose. Most of the time, what matters is really having fun. And honestly, this is the one thing, is like, most of the time when I play the games, I really don't realize that I'm winning or losing when I'm playing with people that I know and enjoy playing with. It's not so much about the game, it's about who you're playing with. And honestly, we enjoy the social aspect afforded to us through games. And honestly, this is the thing that many people forget about when we play games. It's the social who we're playing with. It's not that we're playing a great game, it's who we're playing with. And it's the fact that many of us gamers, especially video gamers, forget this. We really don't remember that playing video games is about the fun of playing with someone and enjoying ourselves. And honestly, we are using video games pretty much as if it's a digital bar for us to hang out, talk with each other, and have a good time. And honestly, there's only prerequisite for playing the game is just to have the game. It's kind of like a bar saying you have a 2-drink minimum. And I kind of like that. I mean, this opens up many things you can do. And honestly, this is like, as I said, like, it's a bar, 2-drink minimum. And honestly, how hard is it to pick up the game that you wanted anyway and play with someone? I mean, there's nothing problematic with that. It's great because we can play from the comfort of our own homes and get together very easily. I mean, it's not like we have to set up massive dates. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be on this roughly this time, and then we'll come on at that time. It's not like we have to drive anywhere or do anything. This ease of getting together, though, does come at a cost that you get together to play with a person in the game, but usually that's kind of where it begins and ends, because most of the time you don't get to, you won't talk unless you're in a game or in that specific particular game. And honestly, that's I feel, great travesty where most of us will just play the game and boot on out. It's like, okay, done with the game, off. And it's like, we lose something. We lose a great social aspect that, honestly, there's a few of the buddies, yeah, I've hopped on, there's LT right now, speak of the devil. But there's a few guys that, honestly, I personally play with. And it's like, I talk to them occasionally just to talk, but it's like, most of the time, it's in a game. There's something going on, and that's probably why I've enjoyed several games, is because it's who you're with, who you're talking to, the social contract is a way that you're talking with these people. But these guys and girls I played with are a bunch of great people and players that I wish I could get together, have a drink, and talk to outside of gaming. I mean, these guys are great, and honestly, not great just at playing the game. They're great people. I mean, honestly, hell, there's tons of people that I just started talking to and became friends because I was giving shout-outs in the middle of a game, calling out positions, and the guy was just laughing because, honestly, he started listening to my stories and me talking. It was like, he was laughing like, oh my goodness, you're funny. I'm like, I'm funny? Or like, I didn't even realize it. And this is the biggest thing. It's like, honestly, though, playing, and it's the fact, this is a great aspect that video games, you're not there to think, you're playing a game and your mind doesn't think, oh my god, I'm talking to someone. You just immediately go, if you know one person, they can overhear a conversation, and it's something that a lot of people enjoy. Because honestly, I don't really think when I'm playing games. Someone starts talking to me, yeah, I'll open my mouth and start gabbing. I don't have the gift to gab. You may think that because I do a YouTube channel, I have the gift to gab. I don't. I really don't. But it's the fact that I enjoy talking to people, and honestly, they're fun. And honestly, these games are fun and enjoyable. And this is what I'm going for: the having fun with quote-unquote friends in games. But honestly, there's many negative effects that we kind of forget. And truth be told, the other thing is, though playing a game such as Dungeons and Dragons gives you many of the positive aspects of the same aforementioned video games, but it's the fact that the only difficult thing about that is the fact that you have to get off your butt and go find the place and find a way to do it. And there's a lot more stuff you need to do to play if you want to play wargaming or Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer. You have to do a lot more work, and honestly, sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you just want to plug in a game and boot on out. But honestly, the social aspects that you get with Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer is the fact that you're physically with the person. And honestly, this is what you have to realize, that you're playing with a person. These games have a better social aspect. Why? Because you're actually with a person, and after your game, you don't just boot on and pop out like a video game. I can guarantee you that you'll be talking with the person that you play the game about the game, and it will quickly lead to other things. And honestly, it may be in the same vein as what you played, but it's like, you might be like, ooh, where'd you come up with your idea of your army, conversions idea, paint scheme, why'd you do this? You're physically playing with someone that you have to interact with. You have to interact with the other player. You can't just say, mute, roll the dice, and let's get on out of here. Some people may say they may enjoy that, but you truthfully told, you won't have the most enjoyable game you could ever have. Because games with dice forces you to interact with people, and honestly, and with models, and it forces you to get to know the person and actually create a community around with what you're playing. And the more you play, the more you get to know your opponent. This case, social interaction that you're causing, this promotes friendship and good play and good actions and good conduct, because it forces you to see the gamer more than just a gamer, and honestly forces you to create a community and find more ways that you're similar with the other gamer. It forces you to see this person's a human being, their likes, their dislikes, and forces you to see that, oh my goodness, this guy likes this. Oh, I never knew you'll find out the guy likes sci-fi or fantasy, and he may be playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, he may say, oh, I really didn't like this, but I like the gameplay mechanic. And you have so many other things you can talk about that can lead to many other things. In Model Hobbyist, we are trying to see how the person got these ideas, what made them come up with these models, what pretty much made these people want to do this model. And we get to see more facets of the person. We get to see more of them, of their likes, their dislikes, what makes them tick, pretty much what inspires them to do them, and pretty much shows us more of a human being than we give credit. In video games kind of loses this aspect. We don't see as a whole, unless you know the person personally or been playing with them for a long time, you don't see the person as a person. You just see it as, oh yeah, he's playing a game with me. Where these model hobbyists, Dungeons and Dragons, you see the person for who they are. They literally put their life and their sweat and blood in their games, in their models, and you get to see who they are through their stuff, and you're forced to physically interact with them. You can see them and see how much they love what they're doing or how much they hate what they're doing. These social aspects are very strong in gaming, and stronger when you have a person to play with in the game. These social aspects in video games are strong, though we easily forget that the player we're playing, if they're not in the same room, is a human being with their own likes, dislikes, hopes, and desires. We forget that with actual video games, because honestly, the person is not there to honestly easily interact with us. It may be easier to do these things and get games, but we easily forget that there's a person on the other side. If the person's not next to you, and if you're being a douchebag, truth be told, if the person's next to you, you pretty much have an easy way to smack him upside the head and tell him to cut it out. But if you're doing that stuff over video games, you kind of forget it, and you just think it's just a game. Oh, this is bullshit. You kind of forget that there's a person on the other line kicking your butt, be it playing the game and taking advantage of glitches, or being an actually extremely well-skilled player. And video games make it easier to find a common like, but this ease of finding a common like, we usually forget that we're playing against human people, human beings with their own likes and desires. This is what is great. This is what is great about gaming. It does bring a lot of people together. It gives us a common ground to like and enjoy things together. These games show us that we are more alike than we give credit to, and that it brings us together. These games give us a common ground of likes where we can find like-minded gamers to share in something we all enjoy. These social aspects of games is the other thing that we like, not just the games we play. The games we play may bring us there. We as gamers come for the game, but we are there for the fun and enjoyment of the. We may be there for the fun and enjoyment of the game, but we stay there for the fun and enjoyment of our fellow gamers, enjoying the company that comes with playing these games. The stories and the times we have and make playing with fellow gamers will be remembered more often and more fondly than the game we played, and will be remembered more often if we'll be remembering more of what happened, our enjoyment, what the guy said, what happened, the joking around, than actually if we won or lost. And I mean, that's something that we kind of need, what we really enjoy. These games and social aspects facilitate us the ability to have and create stories that we'll take with us. My favorite times with games, I can say with 100%, is that it's not that it's the fact that it's the game, it revolves around the game, but it's who we are with, our social groups of gamers. It is what we stay for. It is what we truly love, the social aspect of playing with a fellow gamer that we have. And it is the buddies that we have next to us, physically or digitally. These are the things we will remember and have a great time with fellow gamers and friends. And the memories we will memories that we'll create and no doubt turn into stories that we'll remember and tell again. Because honestly, we can remember so many great things, and it's not the fact that, oh, you beat my ass. It'd be like, oh, do you remember when you did some crazy stuff and we laughed about it? Like, oh, you pulled off some crazy thing and we just thought it was hysterical. That's what we remember. The stories. Not the game, the stories. And honestly, this is about being fun and having fun with our fellow gamers. And these games we play will always be about the fun and the social aspect, we have with our fellow gamers. And honestly, just remember, it's what the social aspect we have with our buddies, be they a physical buddy that we can joke around, share a beer with, or a digital friend over online playing a video game and talking about, oh, this was a great game, oh, and talking about the stories of our life and not realizing that we're just goofing around having a good time. I like to say thank you, everyone listening to me just blab on. Thank you for listening to my feeling the greatness about the social aspects of video games. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please tell me what you think. Please, if you like, please subscribe, rate, like, thumbs up, whatever they ask, everyone asks you to do. I'm horrible at promoting myself. I like you to promote me because I enjoy what I'm doing, and I like to do more of these. I like to everyone say thank you and good night.